unless all the avenues of appeal have been exhausted, then as we stand regarding Gachagua, we have a chance to vie at the 2027. Though we have had cases of impeachment of Waitito, who never vied, and also Sonko, who was cleared to last minute. And so maybe what we need to do is just to encourage our members that they need to maybe fast track or conclude this matter. As you said, we can have a person vying for presidency, and then maybe halfway, or when the person has been elected, then the case is determined. So do you get the feeling that we are not so sure about this provision on impeachment and who should run for office, who should not? If someone is impeached, they cannot vie for the position. But then there is also the issue of have they exhausted the appeals? That's the question. And I think because we're in this country, what we should be asking ourselves is, does he qualify? Apart from the impeachment, does he qualify? Have we been consistent on this issue? Because we've seen other people who have probably cases in court and after the impeachment, and they were denied an opportunity to run. You see, for somebody like Waitito, I think his case had already been determined. For Sonko, that's why we saw the last minute. I think it was a month to the election, so that then he was cleared to vie for governorship of Mombasa, which was too late towards the end. We had, I think, Karungo Watangwa. There was also a case of Karungo who was cleared the last minute to vie as a senator of Kiambu. It was a very big case. But when you look at somebody like Waluke and what the law says, if it's somebody when by the time they were registering to be a candidate, if they had been sentenced for imprisonment of more than 6 months, I think at that point, why Waluke was not barred from vying is because he had not been sentenced or imprisoned by the time he was being registered as a candidate for election. And I think that's the difference that we have. So we can't just say we have seen people like Waluke being allowed to vie. By the time he registered as a person who wanted to vie for the position, the sentence had not come in. And I think that's how Waluke has also managed to survive. But the big question, I think as Kenyans we should be asking is that why do we vote for individuals to become our president? And what do we look for in a candidate or an individual to become our own president? Because unfortunately what I've seen is that we, the politicians, want to confuse our own people. And I want to start maybe from the 2017, I go to 2022, where we follow a candidate. Myself as Sabina, I know by then in 2017 or 2012 when I vied and I was on the side of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, it was almost obvious that I'm going to be elected. But the Murang'a people, did they ask, so then if we elect Sabina as our women rep, what are the expectations? And that is why we have seen after the year 2022, unfortunately, the many people who hanged on the court of William Samoei Ruto, because by then he was the most popular candidate. And so they went and told people, you have to elect me because I'm supporting William Samoei Ruto. But immediately after they came into parliament, they abandoned him. And now they are holding on to other people's or other individuals' courts saying, you elect me because I am a supporter of so-and-so. I think at some point, and where we have reached as a country, we need to mature up as voters and start asking the hard questions. So why should I elect you as my own senator? I should not elect you as my own women rep or my own MP because you are following so-and-so as an individual. Come in, and I think we need also to start, people to be accountable. We start asking the hard questions. I have elected you as my member of parliament for this is the third year. As we are looking at the performance of the national government for the last 3 years, can we start from the grassroots? Because as the voters, when we are doing the election, we have 6 candidates. So from the MCAs, what did you promise? What have you done? And don't come to tell me I've not done because of so-and-so. Because when you are voting for me, I didn't tell you because I'll work, or I'm pegging my performance with so-and-so or an individual. That is why as members of parliament, we cannot have an excuse and come and say William Ruto has failed us. We have the mandate. We can pass laws. So if you are a senator, have you done the oversight of the money that is coming to your county? Those are the hard questions that we need to start asking. Because at the end of we are so fixated and obsessed with the person who is becoming the next president. But before I tell you about my next president, can I tell you currently I am nominated? What have I done? All right. Can I tell you currently? Every MP, and I think it's good for people to know, there is no MP in this Republic of Kenya who has less than 200 million per year. What has this money done? I was seeing some, I think last night at the news when I was seeing counties like Turkana and the Northeastern, where there's a threat of hunger or drought. But these counties receive billions every year. Where has this money gone into? And people start asking their governors hard questions. We have seen people coming into positions and earning a lot of money, buying properties, and there's a lot of money that is being spent. But are we asking those hard questions? Where is this money coming from?
All right.
What has my governor done for me? Has my senator here, who is also my senator, Joe Nyoto, put into account the money so far Murang'a County has received and how that money has been used? I think those are the questions. But I think it's unfortunate, and this, I am now serving my third term, but this is the only parliament and the only time that drama started immediately people were voted in. And so people have abandoned their mandate on why they were elected. And so it's about showdown. It's about, I am supporting so-and-so. It's about 2027. But before we tell Kenyans about 2027, can we be accountable for the last 3 years and also say what is our plan for the next 2 years?
Senator, I feel there are a few questions that you need to answer from the statement that she has made. And I'm looking at pages 4 and 5 of the Daily Nation. Gachagua 2027 candidacy sparks intrigue, reshaping battle to unseat president.